Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap for Love After Lockup, child. Love During Lockup. Season 4, episode 45. You are the inmate. Baby. Baby. These people gonna run my blood pressure up. You hear me? Okay, I need a little something stronger than tea right now, y'all. Okay, we gotta get into some things, honey. These fools out here, child. Letitia talking about her husband was locked up with a damn Unabomber and El Chapo was. She said that like it was a badge of honor. You know, she telling him about the attorney. And, of course, first thing he said, he don't want to hear nothing about no attorney. Are we surprised? No, we are not. Savannah, girl. Savannah nuttier than a damn fruitcake. You hear me? Shoot, Chris might be the one that needs to run. And he was the one that was freaking sitting here threatening people in the damn courtroom and shackled to the daggone ground in the courtroom, baby. But she is the one that we might need to go ahead and get away from, girl. I can't, all right? I need you to go ahead and wake up and smell the damn coffee already. You know, Mr. Andy still over here talking about, I don't understand how my kids say I wasn't a good father. You know, the math ain't mathing on that one. If I wasn't a good father, then how did y'all turn out so good? Newsflash, Andy, there's plenty of people that did not even have either one of their parents in their lives, let alone one, and they turn out great. I'm just saying, it's not impossible, okay? And in the meantime, Renika is really putting together her stuff and leaving with her 13 and 15-year-old daughters, ready to move in a complete stranger into their daggone lives, child. While her daughter is near tears saying, I don't want that man to live with me. Well, why? Because I don't know him, girl. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this, talk about it, take it from the top. You know how we do. So we started out with Raggedy Andy, child. Okay, that's his name from now on. Raggedy Andy. He is driving down and he's singing, you know, all his plans got messed up. Everything got turned around, all because one of my daughters said that I was not there for them. And if I was such the absentee father, then how in the world did they turn out so great? And y'all already heard my thoughts on that, all right? So... Baby, you can't make it up. In the midst of him riding in all of this rain or whatever, you know, he's saying he did the best that he could and that he thinks that they should be giving him a little credit and he thinks he did a good job. Of course you do, Andy. You know, he says that they must be remembering. They gotta be confused because this is not where this is coming from, and I don't understand how their opinion could be like this of me. So that is definitely something that they need to work on. That's about the only thing that Andy said that I agreed with. So now he get a call from Brittany or whatever the case may be, and come to find out, even though she wanted to curse him out and tell him how raggedy he was and that she never wanted to see him again, she actually has to see him because the visit that she had is connected with him, and you know it will end up having to be canceled and Gracie would not be able to come in without him. So he's like, oh, so I'm just here for that, huh? He like, okay, well, I'll do it or whatever. He's like, I guess we're not gonna have no real conversation pertaining to everything that went down. And she's like, well, I don't want you to bring the drama, you know, that was from you and your daughters or whatever the case may be. You understand what I'm saying? I just want us to have a nice visit and call it a day. And so he's like, you know, all right, well, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna do it or whatever the case may be, because I don't want to be the reason that, you know, she doesn't get to see Gracie. But of course he's still disappointed and he's still over here talking about how, you know, well, if I don't come, then Gracie can't go. That's the only reason why she wants me to go. And he was like, honestly, I'll happily do it or whatever because I care that much about Brittany and I'm happy to have her see her daughter. But at the end of the day, I do basically feel like, you know, I was blindsided. So then, of course, she goes on a whole rant of how, no, you don't get to say that you was blindsided. You don't get to say that, you know, this took you for a loop or whatever. I'm the one that got blindsided. I'm the one that definitely thought that you was one kind of way and then had your daughters get on the phone and tell me that you was a different type of way, that you was nothing that I thought you was. You made it seem like you was sunflower and rainbows and all of this other stuff, right? And so he said, well, I'm riding through some, you know, pouring down rain right now, so it damn sure ain't no daggone rainbows nowhere around. And, you know, he's telling her that he still would love to see her and look forward to seeing her and look forward to being able to hash out this. This is what he, you know, had originally planned to do anyway. So, you know, because he thought that it wasn't happening anymore, he was going to go ahead and, you know, ride back home. But of course, now we debating on who was more blindsided, who was more hurt, who owes who what, when, how, and whatever. Okay, nobody really gives a damn. I know I don't. I'm sorry, I just don't. This is just like ridiculous right now. But she says, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And he's like, all right, you know. Of course, he's still happy, child, and he still wanted to go anyway, right? And he's like, it was already a little dicey to think about meeting Gracie, and now on top of that, to have this situation or whatever, right? And he was like, who knows how this whole thing is gonna go, right? And then he was like, you know, she may show up cool, she may show up guns a-blazing, you know, but at least he would still get to see Brittany or whatever. And he's walking into the you know, the lion's den like a unseasoned steak. I said, child, whatever, Andy, all right? He's just, I'm starting to think Andy full of crap too, to be honest, right? Raggedy Andy. And so next up, child, let's just get Savannah out the way, because Savannah, baby, I said, what the hell is this, girl? You cannot be freaking real right now. Now, we know that the last time we saw her, she kept talking about wanting to get, you know, Jake communicated, right? And apparently he basically, you know, has the approval from the parole board, claims, you know, seems to be doing good, seems to have made this change in life, seems to be going to get his education while he's in there and all this and that. But even though he have these other supporters and things that's saying he's doing good, the governor basically still blocked him, you know, did not approve it when it got sent to him, and he's the only one that can do it. And so she goes to see this attorney to really see why would the governor turn this down? Is that not a little weird to you? And then he's like, it could be odd, but he was like, it also could be some other things going on that you do not know about, right? And you know, she's like, 35 years, doesn't that seem excessive? Like, yeah, I know he did a lot of things or whatever the case may be, but he's been doing good. He's definitely a different person. You know, this is when we talk about all the changes that he's made in his life, and, you know, how she feels like he should get some type of credit for it. And so he was like, it's something he's not telling you about. And then she's like, oh, that's a little scary, with this old doofy, goofy laugh. And so he was like, have you tried talking to his family? And she was like, well, they don't really approve of the relationship. They don't answer the calls. He's like, well, that would be helpful. And that's going to make it a lot more difficult if we don't really have other people that could kind of fill in the blanks and help. And maybe there's somebody that's trying to sabotage the process, right? And so he was like, we know about the parole board's, you know, approval on this. And then for the governor not to do it, obviously there's something missing out the picture, okay? This is all the things that he tells her. Now, she is the one, okay, with her one-track mind. Well, what if we got married? And, you know, could that help with the communication? He said, well, you know, because she was saying it would show support and that he has a stable life and somebody to have his back. Does that help? And he's like, well, obviously we can't be sure, but it could possibly be a good thing. Child, Savannah took that, put her damn shoes on, and ran with it and started saying that that is what the lawyer told her. And it wasn't. She brung it up to the lawyer, and he said it could be a possibility. He did not say yes for sure that was going to work, right? So now he was like, anything that we could try to do would be helpful. So now she's like, well, now I really feel like I have a purpose. She tells him to have a good day. She leaves. Now, child, she driving in a daggone car. She's singing. She happy. She merry, you know, but we got to find out why this family is not answering my calls. I said, girl, probably because they think he deserved to be in jail, and probably because they think you are damn cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and they don't want to be damn bothered. And at this point, I don't blame them. I wouldn't be answering your calls either. So she's saying how She going full Erin Brockovich. She going to get down to the bottom of this. She not messing around. In the midst of her driving, she gets a call from Jake, and she's, hello, how are you? And he's, oh, hello, how are you? What you doing? She's like, I'm driving. What are you doing? So he's basically, you know, like, I want to see what happened when you went to this lawyer. What was the conversation y'all had? Of course, what you think Savannah gonna say? Oh, well, he suggested that we get married. He was like, there you go with that marriage word. She was like, no, it's not me saying it. It's him saying it. He said that a big way that I could help with your communication, child, not communication, commutation, is if I go ahead and get married. You know, if we get married and we make it legalized, then this would be a way for you to get out. And so he says, here you go, using my situation to try to say you want to get married. I said, girl, and then she's sitting there talking about something. Well, damn, I don't understand. Why wouldn't he want to listen to somebody that's legal, that's saying that, you know, this is a good thing for us to do? He's starting to make me think that he really doesn't want to marry me. What gave you the clue, chick? He don't want to marry you. In other words, he literally telling you, I'd rather spend the rest of my damn life in jail than get married to you, okay? So he's like, well, what other things was he saying? Well, he brought up the fact that, you know, if we could go ahead and get your family to help out and we can talk to them and get them aboard. He encouraged me to connect with your family. That might be something that can help with the commutation too. She's like, that would be a great support. You know, have you heard from them lately? No, I haven't. Okay, and we could go ahead and cross that out the list. So she said, well, I'm headed to Waterloo now. Should I stop by? No, you should not do that. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you should do that at all. So she's like, you know, it feels like it's going to be intrusive for you to do something like that. And she was like, I don't understand why Jake is, you know, so against me reaching out to his mom. It feels like it's some kind of secret going on. I don't understand what's happening here, right? And so she was like, it's so weird that this was recommended or whatever. And, you know, the governor should have reduced his sentence. But basically she said no, and it doesn't seem like it's any other help that we could get. And I just really don't get it, all right? And so he says if she's looking for somebody who he thinks can help, is his guy Timmy. He haven't seen him in a while, but they've been friends for years. He gonna give her the number and she could go ahead and send him a text, and he might be willing to do some stuff. She can tell him all about it and they could go from there. So she said, okay, that's good to know. She's gonna go ahead and contact Timmy, okay? And then we just like, I love you too, boo, boo, boo. Now, moving on from there, child, we gonna move on over to Jade and Chris, because, baby, you thought before that Jade family had questions, and Jade family was saying, you know, oh, this is toxic and we don't know about this, and her mama looked like she wanted to cry, and sister said when we go to South Dakota, we gonna be checking him. He ain't gonna be ready for it and all of that. But, honey, we got the flip side now, okay? We got Chris family, who they're on their way to go, you know what I'm saying, and see. And she's supposed to be going for this visit with him, and she really wanted to have his mom there and all of that. Now, while they're getting ready, her sister's already saying, like, you know, I ain't gonna be playing no games. And she's saying how she worried that her sister Jess is gonna start trouble when she gets there and stuff like that. And they're saying how he's in a medium security prison, but they're, you know, very strict. And so she says she haven't seen him in person in a few months or whatever the case may be. And, you know, she really wants this to be a positive thing. She's trying to see if she can meet up with everybody while she's out there. She really wants to meet her mom and all of this stuff. And so they said, well, you're not going to be able to, you know, meet the mom or whatever, right? And she's like, oh, what do you mean? I'm already in Minnesota, though. I flew from Florida to see them. But I think you're going to be able to see, like, you know, his sister and his niece or whatever the case may be. They like, we can't force her to want to go. And so, of course, her and sister's already making faces. She's saying how she aggravated. She came all the way here to see the mom. She don't understand. She thought that maybe this could, you know, make them closer. She was hoping that it could make them closer. And she's like, you know, if I'm reaching out, I don't know why she doesn't want to reach back. I only met a few of his family members so far, had a few interactions over the phone in the past, and that's about it. And she was like, you know, his mom is coming off as a little snobby. Right? This all the crap she talking. She's like, it's like I gave her a Christmas present and she gave it back to me or whatever, and it kind of hurt my feelings. And then she was like, you know, maybe she thinks that I'm not good enough and Chris could do better. I don't know. So she's like, you're the inmate. Why is your family against me, right? And you're the one in prison. Shouldn't your family be liking somebody like me? And so he's like, I'm just as, you know, disappointed as you, and I don't have no control over that. And so she's like, what's your issue? Like, I'm your wife, and you know what I'm saying, I'm not just some random girl that you met or whatever the case may be. I've been with you for a few years now, and they should want to meet me. And it's just like so much arrogance and so much of like, you know, these people owe me, they should be wanting to be around me or whatever. And so, you know, of course her sisters in the background, well, clearly they don't, and clearly they not, and all this and that, right? Because we supposed to be feeling so sorry for Jay. And she was like, you know, they've always, you know, he was saying they've always used him. And he was like, I think that Jay, you know, can understand a lot of the issues that my mom have, or that I have with, you know, my mom, and with trusting women and different things of that nature. Because, of course, he's, you know, mentioned that before. And sister in the background talking about, I really don't like Chris family. They seem really judgmental of Jay. Like, how dare they, the audacity of them, you know. We supposed to be the big shit here. Meanwhile, come to freaking find out when we finally go sit down with Chris' damn family. I said, no wonder they don't like you, Jade. It was really hard for you to realize why these people do not like you. Here you are with your privileged ass sitting around talking about you ain't got no damn job. You a social media influencer. Come to find out this $12,000 a month that he is giving, that he gets. You basically been spending it up like nobody business. You don't have no money of your own. You've been buying this, buying that. He been buying this and buying that. And everything that you've been getting on social media and basically showing it off. And that is not what, you know, their tribe and their heritage as indigenous people is about. They do not get down like that. And you don't even bother to educate yourself on their values and beliefs and stuff. Instead, you sit there and freaking judge them and talking about, oh, they acting like they better than me. And I loved every minute of it, of the fact that the niece ain't even tried to lie, honey. She is my spirit, honey. She was me. Because when she said, oh, it's like your mother don't want to meet me and she don't like me, she just was like, yep. She didn't even try to sugarcoat it. She didn't try to hold it out in no different way, shape, or form. And I said, yes, I'm here for the honesty. No, we do not like you. The same way your family don't like him, we don't like you either. We feel like you using him, all right? They didn't say all that, but it pretty much was not hard to read in between the lines. Now, of course, we said we hug, we having these drinks. We got a nice little picnic table set up, you know, little baby playing around on the floor. And she was like, you know, I'm so grateful and thankful that all of you guys came out. But I really wish it could have been some of the other family members. And I definitely wish that it could have been, you know, his mom too. And she was like, I don't understand what her big, you know, beef is with me or whatever. What her problem is, why she don't like me. I've never done anything. And you can see that I have been with this man for over 5 years, and it can't just be about the money, because, oh, it's so hard to be with a man that's been locked up for 5 years. You know, I don't know how it's going to be for us when he get out, even though I'm sitting back and just spending up all his damn money while he's freaking in there. And so, you know, they complimenting her earrings, and she's like, thank you, you know, cousin made them and all of that kind of stuff. And they like, you know, let's sit down, talk for a minute, you know, sip and all of this good stuff, have us a drink. And they like, well, when the last time you saw Chris? And she basically, his niece was saying about 13, 14 years old. So that's about 10 years now. And then, you know, she's like, well, I was so hoping to see his mom here. She honestly doesn't like me, does she? And like I said, niece was like, yeah, pretty much. You got it right. So she was like, well, I understand that Chris is her only child. She's overprotective of him. She's been through a lot with him. You know, the niece is like, yeah, she's been through a whole lot with him or whatever, right? And she's going through a lot of stress for as long as I can remember, since he was probably like 12 years old. So she was like, I kind of cut her some slack and try to be understanding when it comes to that. But even though you have the niece telling her this, she's still going, I can't believe Chris' mom is not willing to, you know, make a sacrifice for me. And I've been a positive influence on him. With what? With spending his money? What exactly is the positive influence, Jade girl? I want to know. And so basically, you know, she was like, do you feel you know, the niece asking questions, do you feel nervous about how your life has got to adjust once he come out? She was like, yeah, we've been married since 2018, and I know it's going to be a difference with basically never having lived with him. And she was like, you know, well, do you have a job? No, I don't, you know. So you're just kind of lounging back, right, and living off of our Uncle Chris. This is what we want to know. So then she's basically like, well, we have a shared bank account, you know, and I get that he gets his money from the casino, you know, whatever the case may be. And so his niece was basically saying, because she's like, he prefers to take care of me. She was like, well, did you guys sign a prenup before you got married? No, we didn't, you know. She was like, well, we were raised that way. And she was like, you know, we also was just, because the her sister jumped into it, like, do you think Jade is using him for the money? She was like, well, we are skeptical, especially when we see everything from social media. And again, we go to her social media and it's all about, this is the most, this is more than people's car payments, this cost this, that cost that, this is silver, this is about $600-700. You announcing every damn thing up there. And she was like, we just don't get down like that. So of course that makes us skeptical. We have a certain image when it comes to our tribe. Here go damn Jade. We not flashy and all of that. She talking about some, oh, I'm not used to that. It kind of bothers me that people are bothered by what I post. I never really thought about me being flashy on social media. Obviously, you haven't thought about much, and you did not know the person you was dealing with or the family that was behind him. Okay, girl, you didn't know a damn thing, but you knew how to spend that damn money, right? And so I hope you at least making some type of money off social media since you up there flashing stuff, but I doubt that. So now she basically is like, I don't think I would be married for, to somebody for 5 years if I didn't feel genuine love for him. No amount of money is worth, sitting around and being with somebody and waiting for them like that, because it's really, really hard. And she was like, basically she's all in and she really does love him and stuff like that. And so the niece was like, in today's world, you just really don't know who people are, of course, until you get to know them. And the niece was saying that maybe they could get to know her if she really came here closer to them and was staying around and spending more time with him, visiting Chris on a regular basis. Like if she put more of a foot forward, who knows where they could be, right? And then they just basically say cheers to them meeting, and we went on about our business from them. So, child, now we gonna slide on over to, Letitia, child. Letitia. Girl, Letitia over here getting dressed. She's saying, I'm going to see my husband. And they want you to dress like you a damn nun. You got to be covered up. You can't have on, too much stuff showing. So I have to be very careful what I pack. I have to be very careful what I bring. And of course, she just sitting and waiting to have this conversation with him pertaining to what her and the lawyer discussed, right? And so finally she gets a call from him and she like, okay, this is him. This is what I was waiting on. And she begins to tell him what the lawyer said. First thing out his mouth, oh, I don't give a damn. I don't want to hear what no lawyer said. I don't care what the lawyer said. And, I don't think, like I said, any of us is surprised by this reaction. I knew that was going to be coming, okay? And so she going, whoa, 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 whoa. And he like, no, not even letting her get a damn word in edgewise. How dare you? If you're going to bring up something like that, that mean you questioning our relationship. That mean you questioning me. This is just supposed to be something between me and you. I don't go through them channels. So then she tells him about the post-nup, which is basically the prenup, but after you are already married. This is a way to basically protect you, protect me, protect our kids. Again, I don't want to hear nothing about none of that. I don't want to talk about none of this. That means you feel like it's something that's going to happen in a relationship. She like, no, I don't feel that way. Of course I trust you and I love you and I think that me and you are going to be together until the end of time, okay? We ain't going nowhere, but you never know. Things can always happen, whether it's business-wise or relationship wise, and it's still always good to be covered and to prepare yourself for any of those things that could happen. I'm basically just telling you what the lawyer said. No, I don't want to hear it. That means that's the way you really feel, and that means you ain't got no trust in me, and that means you ain't trying to do it. So at this point, she's like, I don't want to argue with you. I didn't mean to get you upset. You're taking it the wrong way. You're not listening to the way that I'm saying it. She's just like basically saying, never mind, forget that I even said anything. No, that's not how life works. See, once you put it out there, it's out there, and there's no taking it back. Now at this point, they ain't got much time left on the damn call. So she's just like, I love you, what I'm saying? The time is almost up or whatever the case may be, and I'm going to go ahead and see you because I'm going to be coming out there. Mind you, the whole time he's talking, her eyes is mad big, like if she's shocked that he's reacting this way. And when she first even brung it up, he didn't answer her right back right away, so she had to be like, hello, did you hear me? I said, girl, the red flags that be going through on that y'all just really, really, really insist on being freaking blind to blows my mind. Then, of course, when she hang up the phone with him, she she talking about, oh man, you know, now I gotta go see him and this is gonna be like over us or whatever, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and, you know, need to have a conversation with him pertaining to this. So then she go ahead to ride out there, and we finds out that anytime she goes on, you know, these road trips to go and visit him, she of course have to make sure that her daughters is settled and they have somewhere to stay. You know, you got his aunt calling on the phone and she's like, I'm good, I'm here. She's showing her in the damn distance, you know, oh, I'm close to the prison. There go your nephew in there. You know, he good, and I'm gonna call you when I come out from there and let you know how the visit went. And again, we're hearing about how you got to be dressed a certain way, you got to have your stuff together, you're not supposed to be showing certain things, but she finds little ways around that and still will have it where he could see a little bit of cleavage. You know, her jeans could be tight on her, so he could go ahead and hold on to her behind if he wants to. And of course, we cannot let it go by without mentioning that, you know, oh, this is the same prison, child, you know, federal prison where you have had the Unabomber and El Chapo at. I said, girl, if y'all don't get the hell up out my face with this damn crap, okay? Child, last but not least, we had freaking Renika. And I'm so over Renika. I'm sorry, I am. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm under it. I'm through it. I'm around it. You know, of course, her mom, her sister and them was trying to say some little last words, just trying to let her know, like, we really care about you. We love you. Yeah, we showed the damn food. It was chaos, okay? And ghetto-ness everywhere where the party was concerned. But at the end of the day, we telling you the real because we really care about you and we don't want you to do this. And they like, well, why don't you go out there, you know, first? Why you got to take the girls with you? And of course, she's saying this is the right thing for her to do. The girls need to come on and come with her. You know, oh, they're excited and they're happy about it too because they know that this is something that's going to benefit them and that's going to be good for them. And I'm looking out for them and I want the best for them. You know, I think it was the 15-year-old daughter that was saying, I know my mom thinks that she's doing, you know, what's best for us and looking out for us and that she's coming from a good place with this. She didn't say that she necessarily thought it was that, but she did feel like, you know, that's where her mom was at with it. And she just kind of going along with the program, okay? And she is just a little like not what I would be having my 15-year-old, you know, dressed like. But that's another story for another day. I'm just saying. And the 13-year-old, however, comma, she seemed a little bit more emotional about it. She seemed to be more upset by it and really just like, yo, I'm going to miss my family. I'm going to miss my friends. What you would expect from a kid. You just uprooting me and moving me to go to some other random state away from all the family that we have to be with some random dude that you don't know from a hole in the wall that you met in freaking prison and basically been playing pen pals with. Like, girl, you playing in my damn face. So, of course, she keeps saying how this is a better opportunity for her. This is a better opportunity for them. She's made the decision and that's it. So she's calling the girls down to go or whatever. And they telling her, you know, that they're coming. And when they get downstairs, of course, grandma's like, listen, call me, okay, day and night, anytime, don't matter what it is. If you want to talk, if you miss me or anything like that, I'm here. I will pick up the phone. You know what I'm saying? Just dial my number. I'm going to miss y'all. And they go ahead and they hug it up with her. And we get ready to get on this daggone trip to go, right? And so, of course, we see them going, you know, to leave. So now we get to Atlanta. I guess I'm going to try to give Renika some type of credit somewhere, right? She does mention that she rented out a place, right? It's a fully furnished place that she rented out in Atlanta. She's going to have this girlfriend that she already has that lives in Atlanta named Ray holding down the girls while she's going to pick him up. Then she loses me again when she basically says, you know, while she's looking for this place or whatever the case may be, you know, and there with Ray, while she's going to, you know, get him or whatever, Ashante, she's going to be looking for a place for them to all move in together, all right? And that's why the girl Ray is going to be holding them down. And then after that, they will all reunite and be living together. Something else smart I thought was that they was starting school the next day. She already had that set up. And according to her, she was saying the schools was better in Atlanta than they are in Texas. I don't know if that's true or not. If anybody knows, put it in the comments. But at least when it came to those things, she did seem like she had things set up. And I was like, okay, she does at least have one person that if something goes wrong, they are near there. And so when the friend come knocking at the door and she get in there, she like, girl, I was trying to get you to move to Atlanta for the longest time. And now of all things, you end up moving here because you met some damn dude. As long as I've been trying to get you here, like I'm happy to have you here and have you close. But that's crazy. That is because of that. Mind you, right before the friend knocked at the door, her youngest daughter was saying to her, well, I don't want him living with us. And she's like, why? And she was like, because I don't know him, okay? I want it to just be us, like I would think that would be damn common sense, girl. And she's over here talking about what he's genuine, he's nice, he's caring, he's sympathetic, he's loving. You really don't know all of these things, girl. That's what you think he is. That's what you assuming he is, and you're asking these girls to give him a chance and give him grace and, try to be understanding to him and all of this stuff when you really don't know how he is going to be with them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, take it slow. Let them have some damn interactions and see how that goes before you over here bringing him into your household, girl. That is where you lose me. I'm sorry. No. And so, of course, she's telling them, I appreciate the way y'all feel and giving them a hug. And it's like, yeah, you appreciate the way they feel. But are you actually going to listen? From the looks of it, hell to the no, you not. So, mind you, not even 5 minutes to her friend getting in here. She bringing gifts. She bringing her a plant, whatever have you. Just saying that she's, so happy to have her there. So happy to see her and, know that she's good and all of that. But she's like, girl, so what's up? Yeah, show me his info. What's going down? Because, I know how to get into it and find out what the heck is popping. I had an inmate that I was dating once before too, right? And so she was like, you really came all the way down here for this? She was like, such a huge move like to make for somebody that you don't know. And she's like, yeah, but I love him, girl, and I got him. She was like, I don't doubt how you feel about him, but I do doubt his love for you. Real talk, you know what I'm saying? He's just getting out of prison. So she like, what if he talking to other chicks? What if he got other things going on? Like, let's go ahead and, get into this. So she like, he don't love nobody the way he loved me. And she's like, you really believe that? And she like, yeah, I do. So she said, I've never seen Renika acting like this over no damn man. Like, come back to reality, my friend. You gonna end up on a damn island with other, like 40 other bitches. I said, yes, Ray, break it down for her. That's probably been talking to him and sending him money too. So she like, nah, he not like that. She like, nah, child, listen, my intuition is on point. Where your laptop at? Okay, I need to look him up. And sure enough, girlfriend gets up digging, okay, and it's not even 3 seconds that she's like, and who's this, and who's this, and who's this? Because while they be locked up, they be getting, into some things, and a lot of people be reaching out, and then when they get out, they be going to the same old ways. And she was like, okay, here we go, let's go. Like, who's this? Who's this? I see a whole lot of hearts. I see a whole lot of girls. Who's this girl that left her damn phone number? Okay, yours truly. What's going on here? Let me see. Okay, what else? Oh, well, she done left about 5 different messages, and then there's about 5 other bitches that's up here. Okay, let's go to this one. I said, come on, Ray, do it, girl. Okay, that is me. I'm that friend. So she was like, click on that. What's that? Oh, okay, she leaving numbers. He probably been calling her this whole time, So she was like, how long ago was that? Oh, that was about 2 weeks ago, girl. So now she like, but why this bitch over here putting posts on his stuff? So of course, we gonna go ahead and call him up and he could just answer the damn phone. Oh, what's up, babe? And she putting the other phone up talking about, who's this bitch? Okay, why is she on your Instagram? Why is her phone number on your Instagram for like 2 weeks ago? And the other 5 bitches that was right along there with her too. Okay, all 5 of them. Like, what's really the truth? What's going down? And he like, and of course, and that's how the damn episode went off, child. So we'll see the rest of that foolishness and foolery next week. But y'all, that was how it went down. If I left anything out, of course, put it in the comments, Let's discuss. What did you think about the craziness this week, child? Tell me all about it, Whew. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you were so inclined, okay? Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky, y'all. Child. And it look like it's going to be even messier next week. We're going to be getting into a whole lot of More foolishness. Until next time, y'all. Toodaloo.